welcome to a new edition of the Neon Jazz interview series with French jazz pianist Enzo Carniel. We caught up with him from his home base during mid-April 2020 to talk about this new COVID-19 world of no live jazz, his life and music, and his latest 2020 CD, Wallsdown. He began studying the classical piano and discovered jazz during adolescence. Since then, he has been trailblazing his own path. Enjoy. I think it's probably a good time to talk about jazz. So again, thank you for taking a minute out to talk with Neon Jazz. I appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. It's super great.
Right on. So I think the first thing that we should talk about is your new album, Wallsdown.
Yeah.
Talk to me about this release.
So it's a release of my quartet called House of Echo, and it's the third album we do. And so after 1 year of touring, we were all around the world. We played last year in New York at the Smalls and in Montreal too. And I wrote the music for during all this time, all this year, and it's about a philosophical project and about walls, about the collapse of walls, spirits walls or physical walls. So it's a metaphor, kind of a metaphor of a new opening in music and in the spirits too. So there is a lot of electronical stuff in the music. I was inspired by trap music, hip hop, electronical music, all music we can hear in our time.
So talk to me a little bit about this album coming out during this time of quarantine and uncertainty in the world.
Yes, it's kind of weird because it's out, but we are all at home. So for now, it's just a digital release. Because the physical is it's reported at the beginning of May, so yes, it's weird, but a lot of people staying home have listened to the album because they had some time to do it, and yes, it was a great experience for me because maybe. Not too many people will listen to the album if we didn't be in quarantine. So it's great.
Good deal.
For the music.
Yeah.
Yes, good deal.
It's a good way of looking at it. So talk to me about growing up. Where did you grow up and how did you get into jazz?
So I grew up in south of France, close to Marseille. My dad listened to jazz music when I was super young, and I started to play piano when I was 5, and I discovered jazz at 14. And after I moved to Paris to the conservatory to do my studies there, and yes, it was a long way to play jazz and to be a professional musician. So now since 10 years I'm in Paris.
What was the first live jazz show that you ever saw?
It was a show maybe of my father, I think.
Nice. Very nice.
The area of Marseille, yes. And maybe the first big jazz man I ever saw is, I think it's Ahmad Jamal, when I was 12 or something like that.
Wow.
So it was a great experience.
Yeah. So what do you like best about making music?
To search every day something new, to meet incredible people, to create, to innovate, it's an adventure of life, and it's very exciting to be always in movement.
When we get out of quarantine and live jazz starts up again, what do you hope both the musician and the audience realizes from this time that we haven't had live music?
They focus a little bit more about I don't know, to come to see us in concert, to maybe to be curious, to find some new music, new musicians, and yes, to maybe buy a little bit more our music. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope that there will be a new consciousness of how we are doing as a jazz musician.
So, why do you love jazz?
It's my childhood music, like my mother music, and it's always something free. I think we can do everything with jazz. We can explore every aspect of art and music with jazz music. So yes, it's a big adventure, very spiritual, I think.
So let's say once everything starts back up in the world, and let's say you come to Kansas City and you play a live show. What is a live show from you like?
A live show is I don't know. It's kind of a sacred moment. I think we have to give everything to the public, to us, to the other musicians when we play. So it's a new experience every time. Every show is new, is strong. I think we have to see see the show like that, I think.
Thank you again for taking some time out during a pretty extraordinary time in the entire world.
Yeah.
All of us are going through it. So thanks for talking about the music. Thanks for listening and tuning into another Neon Jazz interview, where we give you a bit of insight into the finest cats in France, America, and spots all over the world, giving fans all that jazz. And thanks to Enzo for his time, music, and stories. If you want to hear more interviews, go to Famous Interviews with Joe Domino in the iTunes store. Visit neonjazz at youtube.com, and for everything Neon Jazz all the time, go to the neonjazz.blogspot.com. Until next time, enjoy the jazz, my friends.
Neon Jazz.